Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
Domestic violence occurs across the world in various cultures and affects people across societies and at all levels of economic status. A 1995 United States Bureau of Justice statistics reported a 6 times higher rate of intimate partner violence against women than men. About 1/3 of African women report to have experienced domestic violence.
I am Chinagoro Ifoma Mary, a single mother of 3, 2 boys and a girl. I never lost a husband. Rather, I left my home because of domestic violence. When I was pregnant with my first child, my pregnancy was 7 months. I came to the shop and his ex-girlfriend came. Although it's like that one she's not around when we got married, but when she came back, she found out that he's married. So she got angry, and even when I came to the shop, so she now approached me that, "Who are you?" I was like, "I'm his wife." So after the lady left, he got angry that, "Why will I tell the girl that I'm his wife?" So I was like, "I'm your wife and I don't know her." She asked me, "Who am I to you?" I said, "I'm your wife." That's how another problem starts, that I should have kept quiet. So the next thing is slap in the shop. In fact, any slight mistake I made, he always pick it up. And if I want to defend myself, the next thing is slap, because he will not even allow me to talk. He will not even want me to talk. The next thing is slap. Since then, it has been one problem to another, one problem to another, because hitting me is what he likes doing. He loves doing it.
51% of African women report domestic violence from their partners for negligible reasons, making it difficult for them to avoid issues that lead to their abuse.
They have been threatening that people are saying that I'm a beautiful woman, that one day that is going to disfigure me, in essence that no man will look at me, because he's going to disfigure me, then push me out of the house and get another wife, so that no man will ever marry me. So on that fateful day, he has a fight with his elder sister. So when I came to intervene, he just saw me immediately and bring out bottle on the table, break it. This car is meant to be here, but I used my hand to defend it. Immediately I saw it coming, I used my hand to defend it. That's how it gets here. The only offense I see I committed or what I did to him is that beauty, because that is the only thing he always complains of. Even when people are saying that you are beautiful, I always tell them that I'm not too, because I do not even see that beauty. So, but for him, he feels that the beauty or what, maybe he sees the beauty and feel maybe that beauty would be a threat to him, because even his friends, they will come around, they will like, your wife is very beautiful. And once you said so, he will ask you to leave his house and never to come back. Sometimes you will see me, I will wear glass. People will say, fine woman, you are doing shakara. But they did not know that it's because of the scar in my eye. Because all my eyes, they will turn to red. I'll have to use glass to cover it up.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
Statistics reveal a close relationship between the acceptance of domestic violence in Africa and age of the victim, economic status, family backgrounds, education, and social norms.
I met my ex in the village when I traveled home for Christmas period. So we met each other and we started as friends. Due to the sweet things that you normally say to me, I pick interest on him. So I accept the proposal. So that is how we started discussing marriage till finally we got married. For the 7 years we are together, it's in fear, because sometimes I will not sleep. I would just be thinking, what will he wake up and do to me in tonight? I stayed till that extent because of my parents, because of my mother, because of her position in the church. If I should talk, she will say, please stay. If you come out, what will people say? If you do this, what will people say? You know my position in the church. I'm a Christian mother. I hold a very big position in the church. How will people look at me that a Christian mother like me, the daughter is not in the marriage, the daughter come out from the marriage? That means I did not train you well. That is what she always said. And once she said so, I will still go back.
However, further research and a number of reported cases have shown that domestic violence is neither a respecter of age, academic attainment, or class. It is all-encompassing.
If we want to tell the story of domestic violence, even we who are educated, we who are empowered, we who are knowledgeable, we who have gone to school, we who are CEOs, sophisticated women. Did you hear what Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala said? She said, no woman escapes domestic violence. I'm not saying we'd all take it to. No woman, there is always attempt. Psychological violence, emotional violence, economic violence, sexual violence, grabbing you when you are not even ready, even in a married home. You just want to go to market, you want to pray, your husband grabs you, come madam, let's enter the bedroom. No negotiation. No, the thing is not coded with love. And they say you cannot claim marital rape. How do you want to explain that? Even animals, there is procedure, there is protocol, social protocol. They will be begging the woman, they will be doing things, bring meat, bring this. They pamper the woman. They don't just grab the woman, carry the leg, bam, on the ground. That's why they say love. So we suffer. It is not measurable whether you belong to top class, middle class, little one, grandmother, great-grandmother, a teenager, a young woman, a chief executive. All these big women you see, what they suffer, they cannot say it. Why? Culture of silence. So it's so much. No matter your height, your contribution, your submission, your love, your righteousness, your morality, you are still an attack. Why? Because you are a woman. If you have money, okay, you want to show us that you have money, let us deal with you. It's also a problem. Empowerment is not supposed to make you vulnerable. It should help other people to grow.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
Most victims of domestic violence are made to be impounded by fear, which renders them powerless and too helpless to either seek recourse or protect themselves.
But then I was helpless with him. If you say living in fear, it's understatement, because he's always threatening me. Always. Even to the extent there is one certain time that he threatened me, that telling me that if he kills me, since my daddy is no more alive, that if he kills me, that the only thing that he will spend is 150,000. That he will use 50,000 to hire ambulance to take me to the village, then use 100,000 to do the burial. And nobody will question him, because my daddy is no more. Whatever he says is what I will do, whether I like it or not. Whoever he says I should let in will come in. Whoever he doesn't want him to come in will not come. So I live in fear.
For many women in Africa who suffer domestic violence, the social culture hardly protects their interests, neither does it support retaliation.
Back then I'm in Lagos. So when it happens, so due to the shouts and everything, my neighbors, they now came. They are the one that took me to the hospital. So my elder sister came and arrested him with the police. He stays there for like 2 days while I'm in the hospital. So after everything, they released him. And the only thing that the DPO could say is that we should go home and settle that this is family issue. And even when he came to the hospital and met me, he's still bragging that calling the police on him is the worst mistake that I've ever made, that he will make my life a living hell.
Everything they do to us, they give us elbow. Even if your elbow is bigger, you give him, he will fall. You can't do it in my culture. If you knock your husband down, the fine you will pay. Even if the one who look for your trouble and the anger was, you want to just defend yourself. There is nothing like self-defense in the culture. You will pay. In my place, they say, bring 5 basins of pounded yam, bring heavy goat. Is she goat you are going to bring? Some they say bring he goat, bring how many chicken, bring 7 cartons of wine. Do you want to do that in self-defense, or you want to just be quiet and be enduring? That one is there.
To protect themselves from victim shaming and ironically their spouse's ego from being trampled, most victims of domestic violence would prefer to die in silence than speak out.
I'm the kind of person that is shy, that I cannot even let another ear to hear that my husband is beating me or my husband is hitting me in the house. So I cover and cover and cover and cover and cover to the extent that when people started hearing it, they were like, she dey chop all those blow because of say she want chop money. At least she married a rich guy. So that is why she's collecting all those things. If not, that is why she's even enduring. After beating her and everything, she will still stay there. If not, that she would have found her way out. But that is not the reason. The reason is because of I don't want shame. I don't want my mother to be, in fact, I don't want her age mate to talk to her anyhow that your daughter is out of marriage. So I choose to endure to the extent that I know that I cannot endure again. Even me, leaving my matrimonial home, I never let my mother know. Because if I should call and tell her, she will stop me immediately. That please, she will start telling me, crying over and over, normal thing that she used to do that will make me to sit back.
I want you to imagine a woman, a general or an MD of a bank. There is a board meeting, and the husband has beaten her black and blue. Can she come to preside over the board meeting? Those are these women self. You give them position, they no come out. Look at them. Madam, what happened to you? She may try to do some things. In fact, it's accident. Hey, what kind of accident? It's just something in the house where I brush. There is a way you cannot fall and sustain injury unless somebody did it to you. And the people there, instead of them to say, Madam, let's investigate this matter. This is some MD. Some will say, maybe my wahala too much. They show say she be MD. The husband don't panel beat her. So do you see the problem of society now?
In most homes bedeviled by intimate partner violence, the children are not left out, and without precautionary measures to protect them, they suffer more. This was the case for a foreman.
He was still like a year plus when all this violence started. And he actually grew into it, knowing that his dad used to beat his mom. Because children, they talk a lot. Maybe if 2 people are fighting, or maybe they were saying, you may even say it unknowingly that, my daddy will beat my mom, you people should leave my mom. And people will start laughing. So he grew knowing that his parents are fighting every day in the house. To the extent, there is a point that he gets that he stopped the children from going to school for 1 year. And then I'm not doing anything. And he never let me to do anything because he said that if he allows me to work, I will have money then and challenge him. So he just crippled me front and back. I don't go out. I don't have friends. Friends doesn't visit me. Even my own siblings, none of them come to my house. All in the name of marriage. He maltreats me, even the children. Sometimes me and my children, we sleep outside for like 3 days. No food, no water. And he will even threaten my neighbors that anybody that takes us in, he will deal with the person. And everybody is scared of him because of he feels that he has money and he has a little connection with police that he can do and go scot-free. Whatever I did, I do with him in that house, I did it with fear. Because if I did not do, he won't give us food to eat. If I did not make love with him, my children will not eat, and I will not eat. And he keeps telling me that why he's punishing me and the children is because he knows that when the children grows up, that they will take care of me. They will not look at him. Because children doesn't always take care of their father, except their mother. So that is why whatever he's doing to me, he do it as well to the kids.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
Domestic violence has led many victims to an early grave, and though there have been constant outcries and legislations against it, there seems to be an insignificant impact in expected outcome.
We are so happy that the VAB Act came to deal with all that. No law that has reached as the VAB Act to protect people, to deal with also the offenders. Apart from protecting and giving remedy to survivors as well as victims, the offender too, to deal with the offender very well. The VAB Act, we have been told, that is the most protective law in Nigeria today on violence against persons general, both men, women, young, old, persons with disabilities, high profile people, low profile people, every category of person. But the challenge is that even with the combination of the law, like Lagos State, they have not yet passed the VAB Act, even though it's expansive and has several provisions as little as even conspiracy. You who know about violence and you are not talking about it and you want to conceal it, it is here. Little things as pushing, as even body scan, looking at somebody like this, all forms of assault. The laws are listed in chapter 1. Even as they are listed, the challenge we have is that the law, part of problem people have been having is that even the states you have it, in FCT here in particular, that because an act of parliament that was domesticated in the 36 states, that is supposed to be domesticated in the 36 states, it is being under enforced. If you tell me what is the percentage, I will say 10%. If you go to NAPTIP domiciled, the Nigerian database that is domiciled on NAPTIP, though it talks about mostly, only sexual violence, which is very limiting. What you see as a public, any category of public, is the sexual violence, those who have been convicted. The back end people are the ones who see other categories of crimes that have been listed in this book.
The ripple effect of domestic violence in societies across the globe cannot be overemphasized, as it spans across every nook and cranny, irrespective of persons and class. If it is to be significantly controlled, more practical steps must be taken to protect and take care of victims and to punish offenders.
We don't have good health system to manage our bone or things. Look at women and see how God created us. We have too many beautiful things on our body. If you hit anyone or you use anything, if it's displaced, it's a problem. All those delicate things that God used to decorate our body, if you tamper with anyone, it's a problem. No place. We don't even have things to manage some of the injuries. Our bodies are too delicate, especially men. Men's body is just normal. Our own is not normal. So we don't need to go and harm, destroy anything that God has put in place. Like you are attacking the work of God. Beautiful thing, you want to destroy it. No need. Talking is not enough. The action is more important. But it's real. Every day, women and men suffer domestic violence. And it's affecting us, but we are just looking at it. We should begin to sit down and begin to count the cost of domestic violence. Okay. There are people that have become shadow of themselves. You see someone say, it looks like this. She's the one, no. He's the one, no. What happened? Domestic violence. Let me see who will catch up with us if we don't take action.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.